Okay, good evening and welcome to the evening broadcast. Our day has been fantastic. Mine has been very great. And we're back again on the Koikimedia live. The share button, which is very, very important. We're ready to go as our awareness tonight. Káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ẹ káalẹ́ o. Ṣé àrítajé ṣe lénìí? Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí àrítajé ṣe. Mo kí gbogbo wa pátápátá nílé lóko pé ṣé dáadáa ni mo bá gbogbo wa o. Àlàáfíà lèmi náà wà o. Àbízì látàárọ̀ la ṣe yanjú sí gbogbo ilé, ẹ má bínú iṣẹ́ náà là ń ṣe àdẹ́wò múvì. So mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. So mo rò pé gbogbo wa ti délé. Bàbá mi Prophet Ilekun Ayọ̀ Mustapha, mo kí yín Mr. Ṣẹ́gun. Bẹ̀ ṣe ń wọlé ní méjì mẹ́ta ẹ bá máa gbọ́ wọlé share button. Mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́tí wọlé ní gbogbo platforms. Èmi náà ni o Koikimedia. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Mo kí àwọn Koikimedia staff tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun. Without them there is no Koikimedia. Báwo ni èmi ṣe lọ o? Àlàáfíà o, àlàáfíà o, àlàáfíà lèmi náà wà o. Àlàáfíà dẹ̀ ni bàbá wa Professor Akitoye náà wà. Dáadáa ni bàbá wà. Èmi àti bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí àti jábọ̀ fún bàbá lórí iṣẹ́ tí à ń bá lọ. Mo kí bàbá mi Gbàdàmọ́sí, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókí, mo kí yẹn kálẹ́ o. Àwọn ìyàwó ń kọ́ ń bẹ̀, ọmọ ń kọ́ ń bẹ̀ o. Ẹ bá pa àwọn èèyàn wọlé o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pèrò sọ́kọ̀ o. Mo kí bàbá wa Tóyìn Ibrahim, ẹ káàbọ̀ sílé o. Àlàáfíà ni gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa wà o. Àlàáfíà làwọn ọmọ Oòduà náà wà o. Àlàáfíà làwọn ìyàwó mi wà o. Àlàáfíà ni mọ̀mísí wà o. Ṣàlàáfíà lẹ́yìn náà wà. Ẹ bá wa gbé ọwọ́ lé share button kí a lè jọ tètè rí ṣe lénìí o. Mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́tí wọlé ní orí Mixlr live ni program táwa lórí ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. A sì ń ṣe editing. Àlàáfíà ni bàbá mi Májàsọ́lá wà. Bàbá ń bẹ ní Germany, wọ́n ń jẹ tọ̀ìtọ̀ì. Ọmọlájà mo kí yín ẹ káalẹ́. Ẹ bá wa pè àwọn èèyàn wọlé o. Ẹni kó darapọ̀ mọ́ wa o. Nǹkan ti léwu báyìí ní Nàìjíríà o. Nàìjíríà ó ti sọmọ sọ́ọ̀tì báyìí o. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí arìn níjọ́ tẹ́bi ń pọ̀ náà. Fúlàní ò ní jí wa gbé o. Wọ́n ní gbálẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Ìta ń ṣe yìí a ní ṣe tí o. Bàbá mi Tony Aegis ẹ ṣe fún gbogbo èyí tẹ́ ti dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ walkie-talkie. A máa fún wa ní update ibi tí a bá ṣẹ́ dé lórí ẹ̀. Torí pé ẹ̀yin lẹ rán wa ń ṣẹ́. Bàbá mi Daniel Adéyẹmí, àṣìkẹ́yìn tẹ́ ti wọlé náà. Ẹni tó ì tí wọlé àmúwọlé. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá o. Nàìjíríà ti wá léwu bàbá mi Ilekun Ayọ̀. Mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà lẹ́kìtì o. Báwo làdúgbò yín lọ́hùn? A kí gbogbo wa pé eléyìí tí a torí bọ̀ yìí àjọ máa ṣe délẹ̀ ni o. Àní ṣàṣetì o. Àwọn tí wọ́n sọ pé kò ní ṣeé ṣe irọ́ là ń pa tó ẹnu ẹni gbogbo àjọ wà yìí. Bóyá irọ́ là ń pa ni, bóyá kò ní ṣeé ṣe ni, ẹnu ẹ̀ náà ni gbogbo àjọ wà yìí. Bọ̀ èmi mọ̀ pé a ṣe é ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run torí pé àwọn onílẹ̀ wọ̀ ní fi wá sílẹ̀. So mo ń ṣe editing àwọn title lọ́wọ́ torí ẹlòmíràn tí mo pa àti go live so that kí a tó máa ṣe yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a máa rántí pé bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho sọ fún gbogbo wa pé a máa ti wà nínú ewu báyìí k'Ọlọ́run wá kó wa yọ o. Nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà ẹnìkan ló mọ̀. Ibi ni, insecurity ni, kò síṣẹ́ kò sí kankan. But eléyìí a máa jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ gbìyànjú fíìmù àti yín. Eléyìí tí mò ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí pé à ń prepare sílẹ̀. Àìtí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò ó dìgbà tá a bá play anthem wa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ tí bàbá yìí sọ.
jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá.
The Yoruba indigene.
Mo fẹ́ bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
I want to talk to you all.
Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí n bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
And I want you to listen and accept what I'm about to say.
Mo náà ti bà abúlé yín, wọ́n ti gbà tán.
I said they are already usurping you from your villages all over Yoruba state.
Ní Ogun State.
In Ogun State.
Ọ̀ṣun State.
Ọ̀ṣun State.
Ondo State.
Ondo State.
Anambra State.
Even Anambra State.
Muslim.
Or you Muslim.
Àwọn adájọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá.
And we are Yoruba traditional worshippers.
Àsìkò tá a gbọ́dọ̀ kó ẹ̀sìn wa papọ̀ nìyí.
This is time we must band together.
Láti jà fún àwọn ilẹ̀ bàbá wa.
To fight for our fathers so that they don't overtake us in it.
Ẹ má jẹ́ kó fi ẹ̀sìn gba ilẹ̀ wa o.
Don't let them use religion take over our land.
Gbogbo abúlé tó ń gbà l'Ondo State yẹn.
All those villages they have taken over in Ondo State.
Wọ́n pa Muslim, wọ́n pa Christian.
When they wanted to kill, they killed Christian and Muslim alike.
Ilẹ̀ náà jà fún kìí ṣe ẹ̀sìn.
They are fighting for the land. They are not fighting for religion.
Ẹ̀sìn náà kàn gbá wọlé o.
They are just coming through the lens of religion.
So mo sọ fún yẹn ọmọ Yorùbá.
But Nigeria, as a where is the land called Nigeria? What is the Nigerian language? We are nations that had been forced together to live in one pathetic country. So anybody who goes there today to say pray for Nigeria, that person is just deceiving himself, because the people who want to be that Nigeria are not sat down to agree if they want to be Nigeria.
We are not doing this because of anything. We are doing it because it is already overdue. Whether you like it or not, Nigeria has to expire. Muke, Adekola Mofiki Baoni, Banki Bubawara Le, Muki Bubalem Pasi, Muki Professor Kitoye, Muki Babawa, Omo Adeyemo Gbowosha. Mo kí gbogbo apé ẹ kálẹ́ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. Mo kí bàbá Abiodun Monday, mo kí brother mi Olakunle. Mo ń gbọ́ messages there, but I've been very busy. If we can still catch up, I will let you know, but I'm extremely busy at the moment. I know a lot of people wants to see and have interaction with me. That might not be very possible now. For many reasons, I'm sure you might want to know. But one thing I can assure one is, whatever it is, I'm up at the rally. You will see me at the rally when the rally kickstarts very soon. But in terms of trying to meet up with me, Eferimi and all that, the probability are very, very slim, because I'm traveling in between and there's a lot of things I'm doing. So if you're one of those that, Mr. Koiki, I feel you're just saying, not that I don't want to see you, but at the moment, very difficult. But one thing I can tell us is that when the rally is called, we will all be together wherever the rally will be. I don't know how they are putting it. I'm not one of the committee. My job is the media. I am also part of the Yoruba people waiting. But intimately assure gbogbo ọmọ Yoruba tẹ́ fẹ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi lálẹ́ àti tẹ́ fẹ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu púpọ̀ nínú wa tí a jọ ń ṣe Yoruba nation. Òun ni what next? I want to record so that we can have this as a VN to be released out later. So remember, for me, a few seconds. Mo kí àwọn team mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí that are working back to back is not easy. It's a lot of work for them. I'm putting them under enormous pressure. All the Koikimedia team, I am putting them under enormous pressure to prepare them spiritually, physically for the upcoming event. There are many media that will be operating when the rally starts. But it is important to key and enhance production Koikimedia when the rally starts. We are doing our best with the little resources Tiani at the moment, but there is still shortage of logistics. Lati enhance production. We don't have our own standby vehicle as a media organization. It is not good. Mo pray pé Ọlọ́run á fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ní tó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Nàìjíríà ti laná. Mo kí Prince Adébáyọ̀ Shitu. Mo kí brother mi Supreme TV Òkè Ògùn. Mo kí Abiodun George. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Àtẹni tó believe in Yorùbá nation. Àtẹni tó believe ẹ kú ara fẹ́ra kù ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kówó sínú CBEX. Owó nínú CBEX. Mostly people within Ibadan. 1.2 trillion naira is almost $823 million. We need to hold your government accountable. Because tó bá jẹ́ ìjọba tó ń ṣiṣẹ́, wọ́n ní wọ́n ti operate for 1 year, one office. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Koikimedia ló ní office pẹ̀lú kan tí mo ń ṣe, I'm sure pé EFCC, DSS àtọlọ́pàá wá ti máa kanlẹ̀kùn wa lójoojúmọ́. You can see why ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń attack mi ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ó wù mí pé kí o jẹ́ olówó, kí o máa rí ṣe. Àwọn èèyàn ń gba betting lágbàáyé, kò sí kankan tó wrong tó bá ti mọ̀ pé gambling ló ń ṣe. Àwọn èèyàn ń fowó sórí stock market. But in tá a fẹ́ ni pé káwọn kan wá kọ́kọ́ defraud ọmọ Yorùbá kọ́dẹ̀ gbowó yẹn sá lọ. This is your hard-earned money. Àwọn kan ní ṣèbó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ rí kí láwọn tún kówó sínú ẹ̀. Poverty. Kò sẹ́ni tó fi wà òkè. Akọ̀wò pé jẹ́ ń sáré fi $200 síbẹ̀ kí n fi gba 600. Àìmọye àwọn tó ń ta betting tó ń lose nǹkan kan náà ní gbogbo àgbáyé. So, but I will still hold your government accountable for not moving swiftly. Vetting àwọn wo ló wà behind CBEX. Tabadẹ ní káwo lọ káwo bọ̀. Mostly àwọn tó wà behind ẹ̀ òun làwọn tí àwa ń bájà tẹ́yìn dẹ́ attack wálé lórí. So ṣe rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sometimes a gbọ́dọ̀ balance ẹ̀. Why táwa ń try pé kí nǹkan lè work orí ètò Koikimedia láṣẹ bọ́ sí ní aago 9:00 àbọ̀ láti Africa láti iléeṣẹ́ wa. Èmi náà ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ ní Koikimedia. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí CBEX. Mo pè mo gbà àwọn tó defraud the Nigerians àmọ́ tó defraud àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá náà. Ìjọba tó bá ti ṣiṣẹ́ bí nǹkan ṣe máa rí nìyẹn, kò ní sí ètò ààbò. Ẹ máa lose owó yín, ẹ tún máa lose ẹ̀mí. Wọ́n náwọn kan ti kú. I don't have any verification of that. But mo mọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ti lose owó. Ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń tako bàbá Kítóyè àti àwọn tí a jọ gbérìn àjò yìí dání pé kí nǹkan lè tètè transform. I'm sure pé wọn náà wà lára àwọn tó lose owó nínú CBEX. Mo hó pé ẹ̀kọ́ máa jókòó kájọ gbé yẹ̀wò pé ṣé bí ọ̀nà Nàìjíríà ṣe ń lọ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la ṣe fẹ́. ìlú tó o bá ti lè protect citizen ẹ̀ nírú àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí á jẹ́ pé ìlú but ìlú tí kò bá ti fi àwọn ètò kalẹ̀ pé kó tó defraud ẹ kí ìlú yẹn lè protect ẹ kí fúlàní tó pa ẹ́ kó lè protect ẹ tó bá ṣe tán ní school kó lè ríṣẹ́ kí o bá ṣe tán ní school kí gbogbo nǹkan lè wà létòlétò bọ̀ púpọ̀ ní iná lẹ́yìn attack wa àwa ti gba kámú fọ́lọ́n pé iṣẹ́ tí Elédùmarè gbélé wa lọ́wọ́ nìyẹn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yàn ń bí mí pé Koiki àmọ́ tá bá gba Yorùbá nation tẹ́ ń sọ iná tán ṣe bá àwọn tajọ́ ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ náà tó wà nù Nàìjíríà náà lè máa kó síbẹ̀ kò ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí mọ sí mi dáadáa mo kí àwọn ìyá mi tó ń gbọ́ mi wọ́n ń pè mí lẹ́yìn wọ́n ní kí n jọ kí n dákun wọ́n ní kí n rọra máa fi èpè díẹ̀díẹ̀ sílẹ̀ tí bá ń ṣe program mi mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ mọ sí mi gan àtàwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn àtàwọn ìyá tó ń pè mí wọ́n ní kí n má ṣépè kí n máa fà yín lé Ọlọ́run lọ́wọ́ àmọ́ kí n máa sọ fún yín pé bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ̀ Yorùbá máa dá dúró ìfẹ́ tí mo ní sí yín kò ṣe pé èpè tá à ń ṣẹ́ fún yín ó wù wá lọ́kàn bóyá tépè yẹn bá dọ́dọ̀ yín bóyá ẹ lè reflect padà àmọ́ nígbà tó dẹ̀ tún ní ká má tún ṣépè fún yín ká máa fàdúrà ràn yín ọmọ Yorùbá lọ́wọ́ tó èmi ọmọ bí tọ́mọ Yorùbá ń takọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ìyà tó ń jẹ yín kò dùn mọ́ mí nù ebi tó ń pa yín kò dùn mọ́ mí nù kágbàlagbà wà kó má lè ra oúnjẹ sílé fáwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ kágbàlagbà ṣiṣẹ́ kó má sanwó fún kíyàn ṣiṣẹ́ fún 30 years kẹ́ má gba pension gbogbo tó ń dùn wá lọ́kàn lélẹ́yìí ẹ̀yin ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ Tinubu àwa náà nífẹ̀ẹ́ àmọ́ à ń sọ pé ọ̀nà sí mọ́ nínú Nàìjíríà ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo àjọ sowọ́ papọ̀ àmọ́ lára yín náà lẹ́ ń takò ọ̀dàlẹ́dẹ̀pọ̀ mo dẹ̀ máa ń sọ ó difficult fún mi láti trust anybody especially tí bá tún wo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú movie tí mo bá ń rí wò tó bá ń follow mi dáadáa wà á ti rí pé mò ń post nǹkan kan mo ṣẹ̀ parí movie kan tí mo wò tán ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ló jẹ́ kí wọ́n defeat ìlú yẹn movie tí mo ṣẹ̀ parí tán lórí Netflix nígbà tí mo wò tán ni mo lọ ṣọ́ra ẹ̀kọ àti pepper soup ni mo jẹ bó ṣe jẹ́ kó rí fún wọn náà nìyẹn máa wò pé torí pé èmi lèmi ṣe tí wọn náà bá wà nípò mi wàá ṣe jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ kò wù wá bébí ṣe ń pa yín bí a ṣe ń jẹ yín tán fìyà jẹ yín kò wù wá ìdí ta ṣe ń sọ pé a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation nìyẹn tí Nàìjíríà bá tẹ ẹ̀dùn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ta bá tẹ ń pariwo Yorùbá nation ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀ ní ká shut up but Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́ tó bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni wàá gba yín tó máa gba almost 1.2 trillion lọ́wọ́ ìlú kan adẹ̀nà níjọba nísìn ta ló máa sanwó fún yín báyìí padà gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ lose owó nínú àwọn kan ní ẹbọ tìbí wọ́n ti ń gbé wá tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ẹbọ tó ń ṣe ń gbé wá yẹn náà ó yẹ kí ìjọba tighten òfin ni èèyàn ló difficult jù láti control ayé yìí nígbà tẹ́mi dé UK ní 1998 insurance tó bá tọ́lọ́pàá bá dẹ dúró wàá ṣẹ̀ lọ submit insurance paper fún ọlọ́pàá ní station ni but probability wà pé insurance tó fi ń wọ̀n wọn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yẹn gèǹjẹ ni nítorí pé nígbà tó rà á o ti cancel ẹ̀ nígbà tó wá rí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ accident ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn lè claim àmọ́ ìjọba ló ń cover àárín yẹn nítorí pé tí accident bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní UK lẹ́nìí ẹ̀ ní láti bára yín jà ẹ kàn máa exchange insurance ni nígbà tó wá rí pé kí ló ń fà á tí accident bá tún wá ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn tó fẹ́ claim wọ́n lè claim lọ́wọ́ ẹnìkan mọ́ wọ́n rí pé ẹni tó sọ pé òun ní insurance yẹn kò ní insurance mọ́ ìjọba ọ̀báraàlú sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n padà sí round table nínú strategy ìyẹn mo ṣe kọ àkọlé tèmi pé technology ó máa wà lára ń ta máa fi ṣiṣẹ́ tó pọ̀ jù ó jẹ́ kí technology ti vẹ́tẹ̀ pé kò sí technology tó lè alert aráàlú for 1 year àwọn èèyàn wá ń kówó sínú ẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe money doubler at the end of the day ìlú kan wá lose $833 million nínú aníkòsíkòsí nínú ebi ń pa àwọn èèyàn ìfẹ́ la ní sí yín ìfẹ́ la ní sí yín ìfẹ́ lolóyè Ìgbòho ní sí yín ìfẹ́ ni bàbá Akíntóyè ní sí yín ìfẹ́ ní gbogbo àwa tí a jọ gbétò yìí kalẹ̀ pé kí a dá dúró ó sàn ju ká wà ní Nàìjíríà lọ àmọ́ èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá náà lẹ́ ń takò traitors. I am worried that traitors wọ́n ti dúró báyìí pé rally tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe yìí a máa gbàbọ̀dẹ̀ fún yín wọ́n ti wà láàrin wọn already wọ́n ti infiltrate wa wọn ní láti sàn yẹn fún yàn àmọ́ àwọn tó nílẹ̀ wá borí yín wá wà pẹ̀lú wa gbogbo ọ̀nà tẹ́ bá ń try láti set a trap fún gbogbo wa pátá pé a ní gba Yorùbá nation èmi sọ pé possible nínú ọdún yìí pé declaration wa máa possible nínú ọdún yìí àmọ́ ṣé traitor fẹ́ jẹ́ kó possible movie tí mo wò ẹ lọ wo orúkọ ẹ̀ mo ní láti máa sọ fún yín mọ́ ẹ lọ sórí ẹ tó bá ń follow wa dáadáa lórí Twitter ni lórí Instagram ni ẹ ti mọ fíìmù tí mò ń sọ mo fi dárúkọ ẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ báyìí tí mo á jẹ́ pé ẹ follow wa tó tẹ́ bá ń follow wa ni ẹ tún ní máa gbé fake news pé China èèyàn kan sì send message sí mi lánàá pé after tèmi jáde tí mo sọ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé kò sí kankan tó jọ wọn náà sì tún pín wọ́n sì ń pín message yẹn nínú Yorùbá Nation Group táwọn ti dúpọ̀ ní tìrì bá ń pín tó jẹ́ kí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń follow bàbá Kítóyè bàbá tó wà learned tó dẹ̀ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ tó wà learned ẹ̀yin náà wà learned olúkálukú ló ní area of expertise tèmi lélẹ̀ mo jáde mo sọ fún yín pé kò sí kankan tó sọ pé China àti Nàìjíríà wọ̀ nájọṣepọ̀ mọ́ àtúrí èèyàn tó tún wá lọ́n fi sínú group á jẹ́ pé irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n follow Koikimedia so in tó wà nílẹ̀ ó tó wá jẹ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó wá jẹ a nídìí kankan ju pé kákọ̀ gba ilẹ̀ wa padà kádẹ̀jọ́ máa ṣèjọba ara wa bọ̀ ṣòro pé àwọn olóṣèlú fẹ́ gbà wọ́n ti set traitors sáàrin gbogbo wa gbogbo bá ní máa sọ fún olóyè Ìgbòho àti bàbá ẹ wà very careful traitors wọ́n wà láàrin wa ẹ kò bí rẹ nìyẹn má sọ pé èmi ṣé wọ́n máa dalẹ̀ torí èmi ò ní dalẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣé tó bá fún ẹ ní $10,000 ṣé wàá kọ́ sọ àṣírí tí kò yẹ kó sọ ṣé tó bá gbé $50,000 sí ẹ lọ́wọ́ nísìn ṣé ò ní sọ àṣírí tó bá fún ẹ ní gold ṣé ò ní sọ àṣírí torí in tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní múfì tí mo wò tán nìyẹn àwọn tọ́jọ́ ń ṣèjọba tọ́jọ́ ń ja ogun pé kó má bàa gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n padà lọ dalẹ̀ ìlú yẹn náà ni àwọn méjì wọ́n sọ fún àwọn ọ̀tá pé ibi ìbá ilẹ̀ máa gbà wọlé agbára tẹ́nìyí ní òun lélẹ́yìí ṣé dìtẹ̀ ṣe ń wá agbára lórí Ìgbòho nìyẹn ẹ fẹ́ mọ kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀ agbára ẹ̀ ẹ fẹ́ bá ṣe interview Koiki fẹ́ ṣe interview fún Ìgbòho kẹ́ lè máa béèrè agbára ẹ̀ kí ló fi ń ṣagbára kábíyèsí Elédùmarè ọmọ Yorùbá fẹ́ mọ agbára olóyè Ìgbòho kọ́ lè lò yẹn against ẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ mọ bí tí bàbá Kítóyè ti fẹ́ ṣe declaration nígbà tí àsìkò bá tó wọ́n fẹ́ mọ̀ kọ́ lè sọ fún Tinubu torí pé Tinubu ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ quote me anywhere ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ní Tinubu àfi tó bá jáde lálẹ́ tó fi ọmọ kọrùn pé Yorùbá nation nìkan lọ́mọ bá yọ tó o bá ti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ni ṣé ìwọ náà fẹ́ dalẹ̀ torí pé ẹni bá dalẹ̀ ó máa balẹ̀ lọ́nu ìrìn àjò tá gbé dání tẹ bá dalẹ̀ ẹ máa bá lọ ni mo ń try láti má ṣe pé mo kí ẹ Clement $50 ọmọ Biafra ni ó ní ká fi ra walkie talkie kò ń ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá ìfẹ́ tó ní sílẹ̀ Yorùbá pé tí Yorùbá bá dá dúró kí ló kàn wọn pẹ̀lú pé kí Biafra má dá dúró kò dira wọn lọ́wọ́ alọ́mọ Yorùbá mi tó lówó tó léfọ̀n tó lékan náà kò dá sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ mo kí ẹ Clement àwọn bíi méjì ni mo sọ bí abí mẹ́ta ni wọ́n tó ń san owó kanáà tó fẹ́ ra walkie talkie ó fowó ránṣẹ́ mo ń bọ̀ lórí update lórí walkie talkie mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa traitors àwọn wo ló ń pè ní traitor wọ́n ń kọ́ sójú Koiki mọ̀ kì í ṣe traitor mọ̀ kì í sọ̀dàlẹ̀ ṣoṣú ọ̀pẹ tó bá gbówó dé òní dalẹ̀ wa ṣoṣú ọ̀pẹ tí wọ́n bá náà máa fún ẹ ní ilẹ̀ ṣé òní dalẹ̀ wa ṣoṣú ọ̀pẹ tó bá náà máa fún ẹ ní American visa ṣé òní dalẹ̀ wa ta ló máa dalẹ̀ wa níbi tí a dé lálẹ́ yìí nítorí pé ìrìn àjò yìí ó ti súnmọ́ bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ wọ́n máa declare rally tí kò ní pẹ́ mọ́ wọ́n ì tí sọjọ́ fún mi àmọ́ ó ń súnmọ́ bọ̀ ó ti fẹ́ dé báyìí ṣé o máa compromise ṣé o máa compromise that particular group tí wọ́n ní kó bá wa maintain nítorí pé wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ létí o ti ń sọ síta fún ẹlòmíì má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìyà ń jẹ ọmọ Yorùbá gan, má jẹ́ ká máa sunkún lórí program. O rò pé ó wù mí kí n sunkún lórí program lánàá ní kò wù mí, mo fowó ránṣẹ́ séyàn kó fi ra oògùn títí di ṣe mo láti ní kẹ́ni yẹn lọ sí opay, mo tún ṣe send owó mi, owó yẹn wọ̀ tí release ẹ̀bí ṣe bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Tẹ́ni yẹn bá máa kú bó ṣe máa kú nìyẹn, ṣé bó ṣe láti rí nìyẹn, ṣé bí ìlú ṣe láti rí nìyẹn, ṣé a níjọba ni a sọ fún yín pé a lè níjọba nítorí pé foundation Nàìjíríà ó wà faulty. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ta ló máa dalẹ̀ Yorùbá tí kò fẹ́ jẹ́ ká kọjá? Torí Elédùmarè nídìílé tèmi a ní dalẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe rí lọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀? Ṣé ò ní dalẹ̀? Nítorí pé rally tó ń bọ̀ yìí òun ni the final straw. Mo ò tún fẹ́ ká tún máa jáde lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀ padà tún ṣe rally yìí ló máa gbé wa dé declaration láti ṣẹ̀dùmarè. Rally yìí ló máa gbé wa. Ṣé wọ́n tó fi ṣe admin group ní traitor? Ṣé wọ́n tó pè ní admin group? Ṣé wọ́n ní traitor? Ṣé wọ́n tó kọ̀ wà lábẹ́ wa tó monitor? O fẹ́ mọ bí a ṣe fẹ́ rìnrìn àjò yẹn. Àmọ́ Ọlọ́run ní tóun bá dé tán, traitor tó bá wà láàrin wa wàá sùn ò ní jí. Traitor tó bá ń bẹ láàrin wa níbi tí ìrìn àjò yìí dé lálẹ́ yìí, nítorí pé ìrìn àjò yìí ti dé kókó kò ṣeré. Mo ní mo torí ẹ̀ wá láti London láti darapọ̀ mọ́ yín ni kẹ́ lè mọ̀ pé mi ò ṣeré rárá. But ṣé traitor ni wọ́n? Who is the traitor among us? Tó bá fẹ́ dalẹ̀ Yorùbá níbi tílẹ̀ ṣúdé wàá sùn òní jí láàárọ̀ la kò ń ṣèpè, torí pé a ti wà ní very very important stage. Mo ń wọ Rufai lórí Arise tó interview ẹ̀, tẹ bá gbọ́n tó ń sọ, àwọn náà prepare pé tí nǹkan kan bá rí ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn máa gbọ́n Tinubu dànù, àwọn á tún lọ wẹ́lò míì. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló tún fẹ́ dúró kí wọ́n tún bá wa lọ wẹ́lò míì tó máa tún wá gọ́vọ̀nù wa ní 2027? Ọdún méjì ló kù, ẹ jẹ́ ká lu ọdún méjì tó kù yìí ká fi mọbi tó kù sí lórí ìrìn àjò yìí. Kò sí tó ń bọ̀ lókè tílẹ̀ ọgbà, ẹ má dẹ́rù bara yín. Ọlọ́run bẹ kò tí kúrò níbi tó wà, ó dúró wo gbogbo tó ń lọ, ó ń fi ìṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, kò sẹ́ni tó lè dá dúró. Àmọ́ ṣé ìwọ ló máa jẹ́ traitor tó fẹ́ dá dúró? Múfì tí mo wò yẹn, kódà ẹni tó jẹ́ actor fíìmù yẹn kò dalẹ̀ títí tí ó fi tó fi pa. Wọ́n padà mú, àmọ́ múmu tó mu àwọn tó mú gan ọkàn wọn balẹ̀. Ẹ lọ wo múfì yẹn tẹ́ bá ní Netflix, ó ní agbára tó ń ṣe kékeré. Mo wò báyìí mo wá ń wo ìrìn àjò Yorùbá, mo ní ìrìn àjò táwa nú ẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí o, ìrìn àjò tí Yorùbá nation ń bẹ nínú ẹ̀, nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má bínú, ó ti padà, mo mute ẹni níbi tí nẹ́tíwọ́kì ti ń gbé wa lọ tó ń gbé wa bọ̀. Mo kí Azeez lẹ́ǹkan sí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ọdún yìí ká fi showcase fún gbogbo àgbáyé pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ń pe bíbá àwa ní ọmọ Yorùbá, ní ọkùnrin ní obìnrin, kí gbogbo wa kí á mú ẹ̀mí wa pé kò sí tó ń bọ̀ lókè tílẹ̀ yóò nígbà, gbogbo tó ń bẹ lókè ilẹ̀ máa gbà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ ìbẹ̀rù kúrò, ẹ jẹ́ ká dúró dáadáa, ẹ jẹ́ ká dúró lọ́bìnrin, ẹ jẹ́ ká dúró lọ́kùnrin, ẹ jẹ́ ká dúró lọ́mọdé, ẹ jẹ́ ká dúró lágbàlagbà, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi gbogbo ta ní ká fi ṣe. We have to be very very strategic. I learned a lot from the movie. Mo rí pé àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ wá bá wọn jà wọ́n pọ̀ jù wọ́n lọ. láti fi defeat the enemies. Ẹ má bínú, ẹ wọlé kẹ́ jáde if the sound is back and not back on your own YouTube channel. The network is the one that is messing us around, but we will see. But it keeps messing it around. It's a big internet landlord. Ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ lo internet kékeré. Kódà as of today tí mo check ẹ̀, ó ní mo ti run low again. I don't know how. So mo máa ní kọ́ lọ bá mi check ẹ̀ lọ́la lágbára Ọlọ́run. If I have to increase it again, I will have to buy extra. Because this is the time that you need my voice to be out on a daily basis. I wanted to be out in the morning, but I've been busy. But in Timothy Fayole and do not be part of the people that would try to bring the movement down. Má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé ìran ìdílé tiẹ̀ ló máa gbàbọ̀dè fún Yorùbá nation. Mo bẹ̀ lóòótọ́, mo fi gbogbo tó bá ní mo fi bẹ̀. Má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé láti ilé tiẹ̀, láti family tiẹ̀ ló máa gbàbọ̀dè fún Yorùbá nation. Mo mọ̀ pé àwọn kan ò ní gbọ́ because ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ò kí ń gbọ́ràn. And I beg you, do not be used by anyone. Má jẹ́ kẹ́ni kankan rí ẹ lò fún ìwọ̀nba tí Yorùbá nation yìí ti declaration ẹ̀ tó máa wáyé tí kò ṣe pé ó máa bọ́ lẹ́yìn tiẹ̀ àbí lẹ́yìn tèmi. We will all witness the declaration of Yorùbá nation. Wallahi tallahi summa billahi lazila huwa. I believe that is coming. I am very positive that the flag of the Yoruba nation will be raised across all the Yoruba land. But Baba Akintoye needs you. Igboho needs you. The Yoruba people need you, just like I need you, and I want to be involved as well. This is not a joking matter. Má fi ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation níbi tó dé mọ́ nísìn. Má fi tayín. There are many people that want to compromise. They are not in the movement. They are outside the movement, and they want to compromise the final part of this movement. What's it? What the movement it dé ó ti débì kan tó ń rìn síwájú. Ìtọ́lúkálukú tọ́lọ̀ bá wá fi bless yín in the knowledge. This is the time that we need to have continuous serious meeting among all the groups. The leader of the movement, the body of the movement, I spoke to the two around the clock. But one need him at the chairman and the deputy chairman of the Yoruba self-determination movement. They cannot do it without. They can't. We believe in them, and we pray that whatever they are preparing for us to come out of, we will support it. Má jẹ́ kí ó jẹ́ ìdílé tiẹ̀ ló máa tako nígbà tá a bá jáde. Don't make your own family to be the one tó máa tako Yoruba nation rally tó ń bọ̀ yìí. Don't allow your own family. Má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ láti ìran ìdílé tiẹ̀ ló fi tako. I know that you are APC to the core, but APC fúnra rẹ̀ was only merged in 2013, 2 years before 2015 election. Kò sí kankan tó ń jẹ́ APC tẹ́lẹ̀, AD lè ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀. AD ló lọ fọwọ́ kún CPC ti Buhari tó fi di APC. Wọ́n tún yapa nísìn. So probability wà pé as a member of that APC kò likely pé kí APC yẹn kó tún exist even after or before Tinubu complete his tenure. Wọ́n lè play game pẹ̀lú Tinubu pé kó destroy APC yẹn mọ́ lọ́wọ́. but kò sẹ́ni tó lè destroy ìran Yorùbá sórí yàtọ̀ tó ń bẹ níbẹ̀. So as a card carrying member of the APC, I am appealing to you, and the same with the PDP, that these are just political parties. Ó yàtọ̀ sí you as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba woman, tí wọ́n forí ẹ̀ sọlẹ̀ sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Má fi these two political party, má fi attack ìran ẹ nígbà tá a bá máa jáde fún rally. Má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé látara ìfẹ́ tí wọ́n ní sí wọn, ìfẹ́ yẹn máa wá ju ti ìfẹ́ tó ní sí ilẹ̀ ti Yorùbá lọ. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ wà ní igbá ayẹ before APC and PDP, because these are just political parties that were formed and they've never been very useful to the millions of Yoruba people. Kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n ò wúlò fáwọn kan. Yes, the 16 years of the PDP, ara àwọn tí wọ́n dá lówó, ara àwọn tó lówó, ara àwọn tó ṣe this, but kò ń ṣe gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. But à ń sọ̀rọ̀ a Yoruba country, that a Yoruba citizen, a Yoruba indigene will be first respected before any other person. That is the strategy. That is the future that we're talking about. The future of the Yoruba is much more important than the political party that you are a card-carrying member. I know that that has been the structure, but we are now talking about the future of the Yoruba people. So whether you are not in support or in support, you as a card-carrying member, ni mo bá sọ̀rọ̀, tó jẹ́ ọmọ APC, tó jẹ́ ọmọ PDP, má tako Yoruba nation. Not tackle, because the only future that we have today, òun ni pé ká protect ìran Yorùbá from the people and those that are ready to make everything possibly best. Pé kí ìran Yorùbá kó go into extinction. We cannot afford to have that taken away from us. The two political parties will do everything against the Yoruba people, even pẹ̀lú àwọn Yoruba tó wà in charge of it. So I am pleading with everyone tonight that as a card-carrying member, don't be the traitor against Yoruba people. Don't. There's no amount of your love for Tinubu. Tinubu also have a time that he will no longer be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Only time factor. And all the time factor can end in 2031. And we might not even be sure what can happen between now and 2031, subject to all the indices of what is being played out in Nigeria today. Nigeria is going through a very serious danger. And the Yoruba people, independent Yoruba country, that is the only solution to all these problems that we are facing right now. Anything less than that, we cannot. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa rántí pé the Yoruba people have much more to gain as an Be rest assured that the rally is coming. What are we expecting when the date is announced? We will all have to assemble at where the locations around every cities and towns of Yoruba land. Ó wà important that gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà ní state kankan, ní local government kankan, that are already involved in the movement should start telling others that in tó fẹ́ gbà wá sílẹ̀ pátápátá nínú gbogbo rògbòdìyàn tó ń lọ nínú Nigeria, most importantly from the insecurity. Ìlú tó bá ti ní security, that country is dead on arrival. There's nothing you can do that you can achieve anything out of that country. Nigeria ti wà ní that stage as I speak today. Ó ti wà níbẹ̀ kò ń ṣe lénìí kò ń ṣe lánàá kò ń ṣe ní 8 years ago. Wọ́n kọ̀ enhance nígbà tí Buhari dé, and tẹ́ bá lọ wo Buhari, whether he died, whether he's alive, that is not what we're discussing. But tẹ́ bá lọ wo Buhari, his agenda to bring in all the Fulanis across West Africa was successful. Buhari was able to do so in the 8 years, and President Tinubu is trying to either stop them, but it is too late. Tinubu ti wà ní office for only 2 years, and no, it's not something you want to hear. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ti kú lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí Tinubu dé office ó ti ju 8 years ti Buhari lọ. In the 8 years of Buhari, 29,000 Yoruba people died in the hands of the Fulani terrorists. But right now, from the hunger and the insecurity, we have lost more than 29,000 Yoruba people. I am not talking about just terrorists killing us. I have added the death, hunger, and all other factors. But insecurity. So if you calculate it and say to yourself, how did we lose 29,000 already Yoruba people in the space of 2 years to Tinubu to the office? It shows that Tinubu, the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, cannot defend the Yoruba land, talk less of defending Nigeria. But there is always an agenda for all these. Agenda and then the Yoruba people within Nigeria lately will be pushed out as much as they can. What do I mean by that? We have already been stamped on us. The IMF policy kò ṣiṣẹ́ fún Yoruba land, yet Tinubu continue to get loans that generation to come, nílẹ̀ Yoruba, will not be able to pay back. The World Bank continue to tell Tinubu, on their own terms and conditions, these two organizations will kill anybody if their agenda is not fulfilled. And that is why we are seeing the new Burkina Faso, we are seeing the new Mali, and we are seeing the new Niger. These three are now telling the Europeans to toss off. Somebody is also telling me that lack of good health facility is also part of the death. So Tabasope, 29,000 Yoruba people have died. I am not saying just for security alone. I have factored other areas. Ẹni tí ìyàwó ẹ̀ ṣe kú láìpẹ́ tí kò lè ní access sí hospital in Lagos State tí Tinubu governed for 8 years tó dẹ̀ ti di president for 2 years, yet a Yoruba man could not get the wife into an hospital to be treated and given every care. Tikuba Temade gave the woman all the care she needed, yet that woman died. That is one out of the 29,000 we're talking about. Because how do you know that 29,000 Yoruba people have died in the space of 2 years that Tinubu has been in government? Terrorist attack. Many Yoruba people have died that some of their family, even as we speak right now, do not know. Let me tell you one. 1 month, Totipa, that APC man that was killed by the terrorists, walked back 50 million naira lower, and they still went ahead and killing. Kidnappers kill APC chieftains after collecting 50 million. That is a Yoruba man as well, Odimeji. So you can see that the numbers will continue to add up. It is so other states across Nigeria. I am still telling you about within the southwest of Nigeria. And let me quickly give you the update coming from Plateau State. We now have the names and the age of those that have been killed on Palm Sunday. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and you are currently listening on the VN of the Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. Nigeria is currently at the verge of breakup, and that breakup cannot be stopped. The dissolution of Nigeria cannot be stopped. Nigeria will split, and that is going to happen from 2025. And should not be one of those that would participate in stopping the indigenous people, whether it's the Biafra, be it the Ijaw people, the Yoruba people, the Hausa people. You should not be the obstacle, the traitor to stop it. Let me give you the names and those that have died. Names of Palm Sunday massacre in Nigeria, Plateau State. Following the Palm Sunday massacre in Nigeria, North Central State of Plateau State, the names of the dead 51 victims, including women and children, they have been buried on a mass burial. Let's go with number 1. Musa Dako, 64 years old, killed by a Fulani terrorist on a Palm Sunday. Daniel Adams, 27 years old, killed by a Fulani terrorist on a Palm Sunday. Obadia Usman, 31 years old, killed by a Fulani terrorist on a Sunday, Palm Sunday. Zenas James, 22 years old, killed on the Palm Sunday by Fulani terrorists. Monday Sarake, 37 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on Palm Sunday. Johanna Kusa, 43 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Janet Danjuma, 29 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Sunday Dako, 49 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Ruben Adamu, so far the eldest among them, 94 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Dogara Adamu, 69 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Stephen John, 28 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. The next one is a quite emotional one. I will try to hold back. He's not the youngest, but he's also one of those that was killed. Mason Stephen is 7 years old, was killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. The next one is even lower than the age of the first one. Nema Stephen, a 4 years old, was killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Mary Stephen, 24 years old, was killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Wiki John, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday, 30 years old. Joshua John Bagu, 46 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Margaret Morris, 6 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Dabina Morris, 4 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Monday Sale, 52 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Laraba Aga, 4 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Talatu Mangua, 42 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Grace David, 45 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Lovina Monday, 19 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Aga Monday, 4 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Jumia Stephen, Naomi Monday, 37 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Jumia Stephen, 10 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Monday Kahi, 37 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. All these in Plateau State. Jerry Moses, 7 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. James Moses, 10 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Jacob Moses, 3 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. James Moses, these are families, 10 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Another family member, Jacob Moses, 3 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Danjuma Gado, 38 years old, killed by Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Friday Moses, 14 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Talatu Moses, 47 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Akus Moses, 46 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. AC Jerry, killed by the Fulani terrorists, 58 years old. Tela Zell, 29 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Bridge Shetu Nawazua, 61 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Another family member, Nazua Levy, 5 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Kaja Daniel, 42 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Elisha Anthony, 37 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Anna Anthony, 67 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Dalami Rodomula, 49 years old, killed by the Fulani 10 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Sarah Kula, 16 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Isaiah Moses, 10 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Julian Moses, 5 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. Sunday Magua, 25 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on his Palm Sunday. And the last one, Moses Bala, 43 years old, killed by the Fulani terrorists on a Palm Sunday. All these happened just this April 2025. Do you still want to be part of Nigeria? Ṣé o sì fẹ́ jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà? O lẹ́ran ara bí? You don't have any human feelings. They might not be Yorubas. These are all humans that have names. All killed, cold-blooded, with heavy machine gun by the Fulani terrorists in Plateau State in Nigeria. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, reporting for Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Let's come back quickly and get our news update, and then we'll come back into the program. Share the program and invite your friends to do so.
Good evening. Yesterday's on Koikimedia. First, the headlines. Lagos Assembly orders enforcement of tenancy law to halt arbitrary rent hikes. Jigawa State mandates female security operators to wear hijab on duty. FCCPC sues Abuja shops over fake foreign rights labels. Now the news and details. I am Titilopa Adaku. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission on Tuesday sealed several shops in Abuja's Utako market for allegedly rebagging local rice and selling it as popular foreign brands. The commission, backed by police officers and security personnel, said the brands being sold, such as Royal Stallion and Mama Gold, have not been officially imported into Nigeria since 2015. Over 5 large shops were affected, and their owners have been directed to report to the FCCPC headquarters for further investigation. The Lagos State House of Assembly has called for the full enforcement of 2015 tenancy law to checkmate landlords who indiscriminately increase rent across the state. The lawmakers reached this resolution during Tuesday's plenary, Following a motion by Honorable Sahad Olumo, who raised concern over rising cases of recent hikes. Olumo pointed to Section 37 of the law, which bars excessive rent increases and gives tenants the right to challenge such in court. The state, where hijabs is part of their official attire while on duty. This decision was announced in a recent statement by the state government directing private security firms to allow their female staff to wear hijabs while working. The announcement was made by the Commissioner for Information, Sagar Musa, during a briefing on the resolutions of the State Executive Council meeting held on Tuesday evening at the Press Gallery, Government House in Dutse. The River State Sole Administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ubas, has been invited by the House of Representatives at the Committee on River State Oversight to appear before it on Thursday, 8/17/2025. The House of Representatives
We will only be live for another probably an hour. So we've done an hour already. I'll see how much I can give. If otherwise, I will wind down the broadcast because it's quite a little bit frustrating as well, trying to be on the live. So maybe I might have to start doing recording and uploading, but we'll see. But for now, the program might end very soon. But the most important message is